a bit annoying.
But we do know that Hal in bed
Oh no,
did
I
win
know.
the...
So, hello everybody, this is the Merita Uni Comp Dota 2 Championship. We have Game 2 of the best of 3 in the upper bracket semi-finals, where it is Balls, who are on the Radiant, versus a Potato Stack on the Dire.
Who, of course, aren't using the right names, either of them. We have Balls being called Hal in bed, and Potato Stack unnamed. They're going to ban out the Darkseer, first of all. Same thing as you saw last game. Very unfortunate for me, because I quite like Darkseer. But
Yeah.
I guess that's got to be a respect ban. I mean, nobody first bans a Darkseer otherwise.
He is kind of making his way back to that first ban stage. A lot of people pick him up as first pick just to have that super strong offlaner. And yeah, people just choosing to kind of ban him out now instead of letting him slip through. And the Slark gets banned out again. Hal is gonna be mad.
It's just odd. I mean, I don't see him as being as like terrifying as a Nakes or a or even a Wisp.
Very true. I think it's just something that
Dire's pick.
He's just known for playing very well, and at this kind of point in games, a Slark is still a good hero. And if you have someone that plays him particularly well, it can be a lot more dangerous than being against a decent Nakes. If you've got like an amazing Slark, and they do pick up the Nakes.
They're gonna grab the Nakes. I mean, we know that Hal is a spectacular Slark apparently, so that's very much a ban for him.
And he played an excellent Viper last game as well.
Yeah, but it's very easy to be good with the Darkseer compared to say a Wisp, which is harder to be good at. So I suppose that's another reason for that early pick, because anyone can Darkseer.
You can go in the off lane with the Darkseer. If you get shut down, if their tri lane's too aggressive, if they're completely pushing you out of experience, which they should be doing, then you can just go into the jungle. If not, you're up against either a solo or a dual lane, or a tri that's not effectively harassing you out, and you get the levels anyway. So it's basically whether you want to make their lane a living hell, or if you want to get free farm in your own jungle and get up a really quick 8-10 minute Mac.
So we're going to see a Jakiro picked up for the Dire side. That's probably the beginnings of a tri-lane, probably with the Lifestealer. And there's an SK on the Keeper. Again, probably another tri-lane hero.
Yeah, we're going to probably see blackshatan up on the Keeper of the Light, as well as O on the Sand King, just the same as last game. Obviously something that they've practiced quite a bit, and we do see the Shadow Demon banned out quite early on in this game. Back where he normally is, in the banning phase.
Yeah, against the Lifestealer, he's very good.
He certainly is. You can just stop any kind of aggression as he's coming forward, and I guess they think that with Hal having, or Balls having first pick after the... No, actually, no, they have first pick after the banning phase, so I think they probably could have left him out for a little bit later and maybe picked it up themselves for comboing with that Jakiro in a tri-lane with the Lifestealer, but deciding to ban it out.
I'm sure they have a different strategy in mind that just doesn't lend to him.
They are banning out strong mids at the moment on the side of the Radiant. They're already banning out the Tinker as well as the Queen of Pain, so possibly putting, I would say, a melee hero, someone like Magnus, in that mid lane. They choose, or the Magnus gets banned out, but they're choosing not to ban out the OD. Of course, they're thinking that I guess it wasn't too much of an impact last game, and they'll be able to rotate in with that Keeper and Sand King again and shut him down like they did last game.
Yeah, I mean, OD can't win against a Viper. He's one of the few mids that is quite competent against an OD. He can hold his own. So
I think an OD still has an upper hand in that one-on-one.
Oh,
Viper does better than other mid heroes,
of course.
but I think OD should still be pulling away with equal player skill.
He still does have an advantage, but it's just less of an advantage.
I think probably the best mid lane hero to go against that OD is a Kunkka.
Yeah, we've seen the Kunkka go up against it before.
You don't need the mana to spam out really in lane. You're not really a ganking hero, you're just there to get some nice farm up and really harass the OD with that Tidebringer. So
I do wonder if maybe a Darkseer could go against him.
Darkseer is quite a good mid laner, but you have to really make sure you're not getting hit by that imprisonment, because when you have no mana and can't cast Ion Shell, you're useless. You're just a big melee creep.
Yeah, but I mean, you grab the Soul Ring, and that almost counters that problem.
It sort of does, and we're going to see the Enigma pick up.
Oh, it's going to be another black hole!
The black hole!
My neighbour's going to be wondering what the hell's happening.
And the Windrunner is also going to be picked up on the side of Balls. So,
I love it. I love it. Spectacular.
Windrunner is a great hero to watch. I love seeing the shackles fly out.
A lot of skill.
And Enigma is going to need to go on early BKB to counteract this. They just have a lot of ways to kind of disrupt it at the moment. They can throw out the Blinding Light, the Burrow Strike, the Shackle Shot. There's a lot that can disrupt it at the moment. They might choose to go even further than that and go something like a Beastmaster for their mid lane and get a long-range Roar, maybe pick up a Vengeful Spirit as more of a support roamer to also pair up with that Sand King, who can, of course, long-range swap Enigma out of the black hole. And of course, Beastmaster would be great against the Lifestealer as well, because you have the Enrage BKB lockdown.
I quite like the Alina against an Enigma as well, because she can the delayed stun can mean she can, if she's quick enough, if he blinks in, she can cast it off. He gets the ulti, but then it hits him a moment later.
Radiant's pick.
We can indeed, and Juggernaut being picked up on the side of Potato Stack, so they're probably going to be running an aggressive tri-lane and then leaving the Lifestealer as solo in the safe lane, just as more of the farming role.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They might be putting him. They might even put the Enigma in the jungle, run a dual lane and then an off lane.
10 seconds to go.
They could.
It's doable. I don't know where they're going to put the Enigma otherwise in a laning setup.
The Enigma can also be played in the off lane, just using a bit of Eidolons. He is very easy to harass out of a lane though, so I would say that it was probably going to be a jungle Enigma, which does weaken their lanes quite a bit. The Juggernaut being picked up, and when they already have a Jakiro as well, the Juggernaut could be their mid hero. Lifestealer can also go mid as well. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So I think we'll really just have to wait to see who their last pickup is, and then just see where they decide to throw it. Of course, Ball's picking up that puck, so they have some great area denial and another way to stop that Enigma before he has a BKB, with the puck ultimate being able to be thrown out, or the orb jaunt in with a silence.
Radiant's pick.
On a Timbersaw.
An Invoker and a Timbersaw is our final pick, so it's going to be a pretty exciting game. I've got to say that we've got a lot
look
of.
Look at that! Hal going to be playing the puck. Not one of his two heroes that he can play.
Not the Viper or the Slark. Going to be the puck.
See how it goes.
So we introduce the teams on the side of the Radiant, who are Balls. We have Balls on the Timbersaw, wingwo on the Windrunner, Hal on the puck, blackshatan reprising his role on the Keeper of the Light, and O again on the Sand King.
And over on the Dire called Potato something?
Potato Stack.
Potato Stack, there we go. I need names. Potato Stack, we have NoOb.You playing the Enigma, Dr. Z on the Juggernaut, the Eminem show playing that Lifestealer, Mei on the Jakiro, and kphoenix.
It's kphoenix, so...
kphoenix,
yeah.
Alright, on the Invoker, going mid, of course.
And he has Invoker's sexy hair.
He does. Have you seen the giant Invoker...
the popped collar cuff kind of deal that he's got going
purely
on.
As a reaction to Period Flax.
Yeah.
That was released by Valve
as
a reaction to Period Flax, claiming that Pugna has the most pop collar, which is obviously untrue, because Rubik has the most pop collar, so he's already made a mistake there.
Maybe percentage-wise he might not. Because
well,
Pugna is very short.
I'm not talking about percentage-wise, God, that's like saying, oh yeah, Asian men have just massive dicks. Percentage-wise.
I think it's the other way around, but sure.
Because they're like tiny, yeah, but I mean they're like 4 feet high. They're not massive when you're 4 feet high.
Got a feeling
Compared to
this is
some
gonna be good.
African 7-foot-tall runner.
Wingwo is going to be able to pick up the illusion rune and is going to send them out to scout. NoOb.You is going to find these illusion heroes, and they're just going to kill them off. Trying to block that small camp so Enigma can't get anything, but they're going to be able to auto attack him down. The Dai are placing themselves really well there to stop off that small camp being blocked, which would definitely slow down Enigma's farm.
Yeah, I feel like
who
he should
will
have
be in
sent
that
one in
jungle.
and waited on the second one.
It looks like Dr. Zed's going to be our safe lane farmer. Jacaro is actually going to be pulling the camp a little bit. I don't know what he was really trying to achieve there. Maybe just trying to drop a ward by going into the camp and accidentally aggroing them a little.
I think so.
Meanwhile, at the bottom,
Maybe
we're
it
going to
does need to
see
get the lane though.
the solo Nakes against the solo Timbersaw. At the moment, the Timbersaw are completely dominating the lane, sitting at 4 and 2, where the Nakes is at 0 and 0, now 1 and 0.
Look at the harass. Look at it. Oh, and he's pushing him back. Oh, Timber Nakes, just new meta.
Yeah, the Timbersaw are pretty decent because as soon as the Nakes tries to harass him a little bit, or he takes a few hits from the creeps for trying to harass the Nakes, it just pops off those reactive armor charges, which put him up at +3 armor, as well as getting 4 HP a second regen. Sorry, +4 armor, because it's 1 armor per stack, of course.
I love the sound of him holding back his attack as well. Sounds like he's revving up his chainsaw there.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, kphoenix having a bit of problems against the puck, Hal sitting at 8 and 3 up on this puck. kphoenix only at 3 and 2. He has gone that exhort build and did go blades first. Because he's done this, he's not going to be able to get a bottle up very early at all, and he's just taking so much harassment damage from that orb. Doesn't have any points up in Quas. Yeah, doesn't have any points up in the Quas yet, so he's not going to be able to use that to regen. And Enigma already picking up his Soul Ring as well, so a bit of a Soul Ring rush there. Doing decently in the jungle, sitting at level 3.5 already, so he's doing quite a good job. Wingwo's being left pretty much alone, doing a lot of harassment damage to this tower. They don't have the little Shrek this time for taking down quick towers, but they do still have the harassment coming out from the Keeper of the Light, who is trying to disrupt this pool camp, which he's done quite well. He's going to get a half-powered wave meeting under the tower. So yeah, a nice little play from the Radiant supports there, just really disrupting that pool and also warding it off, so it's not going to be spawning. Enigma actually has an invis rune, but the sentry ward's going to spawn him out. Oh, throws out the stun, but a nice ice path from Jacaro is going to stop them for a little bit. Blackshatan trying to body block, but he is still invis, and he's going to be able to walk away once he's out of that sentry range. The power shot coming out from Windrunner, doing a little bit of harassment damage from Dr. Zed, who has skilled up that healing ward, so he's expecting to take quite a bit of harassment damage, as well as kind of wanting to turn it into a slight bit more of a push.
Meme is trying to find this ward that's blocked the camp. Can't do it though, and he should have realized that he actually blocked the camp himself by standing in it while casting that ice path right on the 3 minutes.
I'm going to say though, this must be right on the range, because it is, well, I think it's an 850 range, so the two wards just being out of range of each other. The Illuminate's being channeled, Dr. Zed's going to eat it in the face. Wingwo doing a little bit of right click as well.
Oh, they are going to counter ward though. Radiant taking out that dire ward.
There you go, so they do finally throw one down, which is in range for that ward. So at the bottom, Timbersaw completely dominating this Nakes in the offlane, sitting at 24 and 10, where the Nakes is 8 and 0. The Eminem show is not going to have anything in this bottom lane, and Balls is going to be able to get up to.
That is just not something you hear very often. Timbersaw dominating anyone for one, never less on Nakes.
He does have a lot better chance in a solo lane. He has been skilling up that reactive armor, but just the pure damage that comes out, it does so much damage. And they're going to be disrupting this pool camp again, throwing out the Illuminate, taking those creeps low, and O's going to come in and even steal some of these last hits.
Now, because it's pure damage, it goes through his magic immunity, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So that's a pretty good counter to the Nakes there.
As well as the Juggernaut, so you can still hurt him through that spin.
No. Nasty hero, Timbersaw. Very underrated when he first came out.
He's trying to find his place in the meta. Basically, a lot of teams don't like running him because it's so difficult to break a base with a Timbersaw. There really aren't many trees available to go in, so you don't really have that kind of Spider-Man leaping around from tree to tree, and you don't have a lot of the pure damage extras that you get. Of course, it only does pure damage if you hit a tree at the same time for the whirling death.
Yeah.
So it kind of takes a little bit of his potency away, but the pure damage against the Nakes and the Jug, it's gonna really hurt. And he's getting very aggressive on Eminem at the moment. He's gonna throw out the ultimate. There's so much damage to him.
All he has to do is walk up and hit him near trees again.
Ooh, Enigma might be in a bit of a bad spot. He's being hit by the Burrow Strike, but look at the damage coming out from the Enigma little units. The blade swing gets thrown out. O is in a lot of trouble. It might be our first blood. Yes, Dr. Zed gets the first blood with the Blade Fury, as well as being hit by 6 of the Eidolons.
So that haste, he's going in after the... Oh, and there's the Dream Coil.
Shackle Shot comes out, but yeah, the Dream Coil just going on down below, but it manages to kill off the Enigma. A nice little pick up.
Bottom lane. Next, fallen so low from that attack.
Timbersaw should be able to dive here. I think he has the mana to do it. He should just be able to Timber Chain. Even the ultimate. No, the Rage does block that, yeah. So there you go. Rage does block the Cure there. But he's going to come forward now. Just misses on the Timber Chain. Will he be in range? Oh, the Infest, but just not enough. Balls gets the solo kill on the Lifestealer. He's now level 8.5, sitting at 40 and 13 last hits against a 14 and 0 notes. And the top tower goes down at the same time. So at the moment, Radiant in a very nice position. The experience is actually almost dead even. And the gold, however, is around 3k in favor of the Radiant there. And that, of course, the kind of experience splays because of that Enigma getting the solo experience in jungle, as well as 2 of the heroes being solo. Even though Nakes isn't getting the farm that he needs, he's still getting some decent levels. He's sitting at level 6, so still 2.5 full levels behind the Timbersaw, which is not good.
Oh,
a nice stun from O, and the Illuminate is going to be enough to kill off the Enigma. A nice Ice Path from Jacaro, but it's not going to be enough to save him there. Power Shot and Illuminate just doing too much damage.
No, maybe. Not enough. Looks like he's just going to rotate mid, though. Maybe look for a kill on this puck. Very difficult hero to gank.
And back to the mid lane, the Invoker has actually fought back quite a bit, sitting only 4 last hits behind and getting a few more denies. Just that Exhort, as it gets leveled up more and more, it just makes it so much easier for him to last hit, as well as harass out Puck, who doesn't have too much health. He can use the phase shift to dodge a few autos, but it's not going to dodge all of them. So when you're doing quite a lot of attack damage, let's see how much he's doing, about 124 before armor. It really kind of adds up when you only have, what, 700 health pool as a Puck?
Yeah. And I mean, the Sunstrike now doing 287.5 damage, and that's pure damage. So, that's a weird number.
Yeah, Sunstrike kind of gets buffed and nerfed all the time. The Exhort build got quite a heavy buff, making that Sunstrike pure instead of magical as it was before. So they kind of tweaked the numbers a bit, and that's what Ice Frog ended up as, so...
I suppose it's all just divided down by the many levels of Exhort that can be gained.
Exactly. The stun coming out, and there's just so much damage here. The Dream Coil thrown out, and the Black Hole gets cancelled off by the Burrow Strike instantly. The silence is enough to take him down. kphoenix in a bit of trouble here, and nice Ice Path by Mei, and it's going to stop O in tower range. But it's going to allow the Invoker to run away scot-free. He does also bottle up, so he's sitting at around 2/3 health. So a little bit of a trade in mid lane there.
Nice big stack goes trying to take on down here, but God, he's taking a lot of damage. Oh my lord.
Balls just going after the Eminem show. We're going to get another kill here.
Oh, almost getting killed by a small camp.
And that's now level 10.5 for Balls. kphoenix is coming up with the Cold Snap. It's going to do quite a bit of damage to him. But Timbersaw does have a Ring of Health and Mana Boots, as well as the Reactive Armor, so his health is just going to skyrocket back up.
Yeah, and he does not care. 0 shits were given that day. Unless you're made of tree, he is not afraid of you. Trent, of course, terrifying to Timbersaw.
We're going to see the Phase Boots as well as Gloves of Haste picked up by the Invoker. So I'm not sure if he's going to be going for just a very late Midas, and he's going to be running that Invoker as more of a farmer than the Nakes, who just really wasn't able to get anything early game.
No, he's clearly going for an armlet. I mean, that's the only logical step for an Invoker.
He could go for something like a Maelstrom, but I think it would probably be the Midas, and they're going to try and take it a little bit later. We see two supports from the Dire smoked up at top lane here. They know Windrunner's been getting pretty frisky here with the Juggernaut. They've been hitting each other quite a bit, doing a bit of a long-range power shot. They know she's here. The warding comes out, but she's going to Windrunner away.
The Sunstrike.
Very nice, very nice Ice Path catches her, as well as the Sunstrike. The damage from, what is it, the Malefice comes out, as well as the stuns, and the Jackal is going to be able to get the last hit. So a nice little combo up with the Invoker there gives them enough damage to take out that kill with two support heroes.
Yeah, 2 of their 3 kills sitting on the support Mei. Not really where you want them to be, but better than nothing.
Exactly, it's all experience and gold for their team. Meanwhile, Shatan and O are taking down this large stack that they've pulled up here. Shatan working towards that mechanism, gonna have it in a couple more 100 gold. In fact, he'll probably get it when he nukes down this wave with Illuminate a couple times.
Look at these, the Eidolons and the healing. It's
and
look
then
at that.
the Illuminate.
Just destroys it all. Just all worthless.
But the Eidolon's still doing a lot of damage to that tower before it goes down, and unfortunately do time out, so Shatan's just gonna be airballing his Light Blast.
Yeah, Dr. Z does have the healing toilet, which is all good and all, but it actually makes it a little bit more obvious to see. A bit easier to see that ward than it usually is.
That's the one thing I don't really like about the Jade statue, is that it is so obvious. Like, I love it, I think it's an excellent cosmetic, but it's kind of like a visual nerf to that ward.
It is. It makes it much easier to get rid of it. So I do not use it on my Juggernaut because I don't need to be giving them any more help.
wingwo is going to be going for the 4-staff. Lifestealer still building towards a magic wand. Jackro has smoke up in the stash, but not much else. Enigma is building up that BKB, sitting at 500 gold, so he's still a couple of K away from getting that finished up. Oh.
Poor Nex. He is sitting on the third lowest net worth at this point. Not what you want.
Timbersaw is building towards that Bloodstone. He's probably going to pick up the point booster now. Pings come out. They know where the Timbersaw is. He's caught between a few heroes here. Jackaro spotting him out. Not throwing out the Ice Bath, but here comes the Maledict. The Black Hole as well as the strike. Balls is going to Timber Chain away. And he gets through. Howl also blinking forward, hitting a 3-person Dream Coil. A lot of damage being done by the Meteor as well as the Macropire. That's going to be a kill on the puck. The 2 swords getting very low, but O's just going to hit her in Standstill. And they do have a Sentry though, and O's going to go down in a couple more last hits. In fact, Invoker pinging off, but Ball's still getting away on the Timbersaw. So it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade.
Keep trying to use that ulti, but it's just too far away.
And some nice juking there by Balls, getting across over the river.
Balls. Showing balls of steel.
Unfortunately, trading the Howl puck on the... or Howl on the puck. He does have the Blink Dagger up, which was very good. It was some good counter initiation, and Invoker has gone for that Midas. Picks it up at 14 minutes. You see that happen a lot. Just when someone like a Nature's Prophet or an Invoker do notice that the game will probably more than likely be going past that kind of 30-minute mark, they'll pick up a 15-minute Midas, which has been happening quite a bit more in pro games. And as you said, Balls picking up his Bloodstone.
Have that Bloodstone. So he's really going to start to snowball, I think. Is his model glitched a little bit there? Is the belt spinny bit?
Yeah, the sword's just like
the ground?
Yeah, under his feet.
That's unfortunate.
Balls here, getting caught out by the Maledict. A nice 2-man shackle from wingwo there, as well as the Illuminate, followed up by the Whirling Death and the Orbits. A lot of damage coming out here. We see the ultimate used by Juggernaut, but he's going to be going down in a matter of time, and that's a 3-for-0 trade. An excellent engagement from the Radiant, coming off the back of a 2-man shackle from wingwo.
Pumps up Balls' Bloodstone up to 11 charges.
And he's just rolling in the regen at the moment. 16.6 a second. And they're going to be able to get a T2 out of it as well. So 3 heroes dead, a T2 tower. there's not too much more that you could ask for.
The Dire couldn't hang on to
Keeper, of course, does have his mech up already. Hal's going to be going on kphoenix a little bit, who's got the Invoke and Meteor. Got the Invoke. What am I talking about?
Yeah, he does have Invoke. Probably, that's...
Has the Alacrity in Meteor invoked, is what I was trying to say before my brain screwed it up.
Alacrity, a word meaning mental quickness.
Unfortunately, Enigma does die in that last engagement, so it's going to push his BKB even further back. It's not something that you don't want to have against something like a Blinking Puck. And it looks like Sand King's actually going to be rushing his Blink Dagger, opting not to get the Mana Boots first like he did last game.
Maybe's in trouble.
Balls going balls deep, throwing off a couple of Timber Chains, and really getting in their faces, looking for more trees, looking for the angle to hit this Jackaroo more. Gets him again. Excellent little move there by Balls, and he takes him down. The orb flying out by Puck, but just a little bit too late. They do spot out the Nake's trying to get out. The Burrow Strike comes through. The Whirling Death in the Timber Chain, as well as the Chakra Magic. That's a 13-point Bloodstone now, and Balls is really starting to snowball.
He inspires me to play Timbersaw more, watching this.
He's just very, very good with his combos as well. And of course, with the last buff to Chakra Magic, it's a lot easier to throw out. The mana cost has been kind of adjusted a little bit, as well as the damage. So I think Timbersaw is going to see a little bit more use, and he also picks up a 4-staff. So apart from having a Timber Chain, we're also going to be seeing a 4-staff up on him, which is great for more mobility for himself. But he can also do little cheeky things like forcing throw a Sand King who's got his ultimate going for a bit more teamfight damage before he gets a blink up. And of course, O does have 2.6k up in the bank, so should be flying out a blink to himself as soon as that courier's back.
Nake's is going to find Balls here, but that's really Balls finding him.
Look how much damage he does with just the Whirling Death and the Chakram thrown out for a second.
Yeah, that's you know, you're trapped in here with me.
Lifestealer is going for that armlet, but it's going to be quite a way away. Just the Timbersaw completely dominating him in bottom lane early game. We're going to see possibly a gank going up on the Sand King at bottom. The Sunstrike's going to hit through as well as the Meteor. That's a lot of damage coming out, and kphoenix picks up the kill there. So a nice little pickup. And it's things like that they're going to need to do. They need to go for these little pick-offs that they can get against heroes like the Sand King and the Puck to a bit of a lesser extent if they can disable his Blink Dagger. As we were saying before, he has very, very low HP pool, especially going for that Blink first. So
yeah, I'd love to see someone like the Invoker maybe grab an Orchid. That'd really help them shut down a lot of these heroes.
Puck is building towards a Scythe. It does have that ultimate orb up at the moment. Could, of course, turn it into something like a Lincoln Sphere, but I would assume that he's building up the Scythe just for some lockdown. kphoenix does have the Yules up, so he's going to be able to throw out some good Yule Sunstrike combos with the Meteor follow-up, so really going for that large burst damage. And
really are no trees, are there?
I know. That's what I was saying, like he just can't get into the base.
There's a couple sort of.
Like, he can come up with these ones, as well as kind of go sideways here. But there's just absolutely nothing in this whole range.
He's not going to be able to damage anyone with that.
Well, it's probably why he picked up the 4-staff. To be honest, he can 4-staff up the hill and throw out a Whirling Death, but he might be in a bit of trouble here. kphoenix is coming up through the side. He's going to throw out the Yules, the Sunstrike Meteor combo that I was talking about before, the Deafening Blast as well, and look how much damage it does. Instantly down to 300 health. Another second till he's got his 4-staff. He already Timber Chains away. 4-staff as well. Hal's here for backup, but that damage it's just so big coming up from the Invoker. I think if it was anyone but Balls, they would have been dead instantly.
So he's that's actually quite a good pickup. When he throws out that Chakram and he can't use any auto attacks, it's a decent defensive maneuver against the Nakes.
Really doesn't want to get caught out by the Invoker when he uses that though, because his large damage will be even larger with that increased magical damage.
Think he's going to build it into an E-Blade?
He could. I think he'll probably just go for something like... Yeah, it looks like he's going for a Hood of Defiance. Maybe build it into a pipe first. Just for...
Counteract that.
Yeah, exactly.
Counteract that damage a little bit and just... Yeah, it's good. It's a good idea.
Yeah, Shaitan... Ooh, a nice blink forward by O. Catches him. Hal unfortunately misses on the silence, but does throw out the Dream Coil. Of course, Eminem could break it with his rage, but decides to stand in there and comes back. kphoenix doing so much damage, kills off that Windrunner with the combo. And that's something that the Dire can really do to try and get back in this game. As we were saying before, find those pickoffs, and it's something that they can do with the Invoker. With the combo that he has currently, he should be able to kill off anyone but Balls, just by pure HP. Ball's actually sitting on quite a lot, at 1.7k health now because of that Bloodstone as well as the Ghost Scepter, giving you so many stats, plus 7 to all attributes. Shaitan has picked up a gem, so we should see some movement from him around the map. There's a lot of wards that he can kill off in mid as well as top. Darkseer vacuuming.
Wingwo's mother has now become Darkseer.
But yeah, really, this Timbersaw is doing quite well, but it's a hero that does fall off. As I said before, base breaking becomes so difficult, and if they manage to hit Balls in the combination of the Invoker and get some follow-up from other heroes this time, I think it's a pretty easy kill that they can get on him.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him later game. He's just going to sit here and sort of take some hits from this...
just get the reactive armor. 13 charge, he just has so much armor. He's going for the magic resist now to help against that Invoker, but I don't know, the Dire is still definitely not out of it. They are in a lot of trouble. But the Radiant, really something that I didn't touch on before, is they don't have any real hard carry. Kind of the hardest kind of carry they have is wingwo. And at the moment it looks like he's just going more utility. He has the 4-stuff up, has an ultimate orb, so going for a scythe. And I think that's what they're kind of planning to do, is just get scythes up on the Windrunner and the puck, and use the extra lockdown they have to let Balls just smack him around with his Spider-Man antics.
Balls kind of is the carry, which is
yeah.
unfortunate, because he doesn't really scale very well. He is more of an anti-carry than a carry.
Exactly, like, they did shut down the Nyx quite effectively. He does only have 4.2k kind of net worth at the moment. And they're going to be able to take down the last outer tower at bottom here. It doesn't look like the Dire's going to try and defend it. But yeah, at the moment there's no real kind of damage coming out from the Radiant side apart from through spells. Oh, and the puck is going to get caught out by the combo and just instantly goes down. It looks like the Ice Path hit him as well, so it's just a lot of damage coming out from kphoenix, showing the kind of true power of that Exhort Yule's build. Just guarantees you that big Sunstrike damage, as well as the follow-up, and Invoker's going to be able to finish off a 4-staff as well. So yeah, the Radiant, they probably need to take down Roshan decently soon. I think the later this game goes, the more chance that the Dire have to get back into it. It's slightly unfortunate that their kind of true carries are so underfarmed. Dr. Zed and Nyx just both being very, very low down on that list. And
yeah, it's going to be a weird game. I mean, with one team lacking carries and the other team
with Gimp
not
carries.
getting farmed.
Yeah. Nyx has picked up his armlet, so it's not all doom and gloom. Juggernaut is going for an Aghanim Scepter build, has the drums, already has the point booster as well. Oh, and they're going to be able to spot out Balls here. The Open Wounds comes out instantly, but the Timber Chain just gets thrown out. Meanwhile, Radiant taking out top tower. O gets thrown up with the Yule Scepter. kphoenix, the stun gets thrown out and a nice Shackle Shot follow-up, so O's going to get that kill. It's a nice play for the Windrunner, cancels off that TP. Invoker, just a bit unlucky there. Did choose a good time to TP, but then Windrunner coming through.
Another smoke on the Nyx, it doesn't really do anything. I have a question. If you're smoked and he passes through past a ward, can they still see his bloody footprints?
No, you can't.
I think they should be able to. It'd be like the scariest thing you've ever seen in Dota. Just these bloody footprints walking their way along. It's all sort of paranormal activity.
The Radiant are doing the Roshan I was saying before, but the Dire are spotting this out. Ball's going uphill, is going to walk directly into the Enigma. The Ice Path gets thrown out. We've got the Midnight Pulse as well. A nice shackle shot on NoOb.You. Hal's going to jump forward. The Illuminate and magic damage coming out is too much. Mei on the Jakiro, the Jakiro is running as fast as he can and throws the Ice Path forward. Nice little play there. But he's going to get caught up. The Puck also has picked up a Scythe during that, which is used on kphoenix. He's in a lot of trouble here. The burst is too much. He is able to force stuff away there. Ball slightly too deep there, but a 15 charge Bloodstone.
He was balls deep.
Balls deep. And they're going to turn this into a bit of a push on the T3 in top. Of course, you don't really need to break into that base when two of the support heroes are dead. That's your major source's lockdown.
Yeah, good job on pronouncing Jakiro there as well. I noticed.
So we have a 3k experience lead on Radiant at the moment, as well as a 12k gold lead. Puck's going to be in a bit of trouble here, but no, he does manage to phase shift the Sunstrike. And for the moment, the Dire are just going to be able to repel the Radiant's advance into the base. So Juggernaut and Nakes...
Well, the base breaking, as you've said.
Trying to pull back a little bit. Dr. Z doing a decent job. Has started to really accelerate that farm. Unfortunately, Nake's still sitting quite low there. The BKB has been picked up by Enigma. Still does have his 10-second charge. So probably just going to be looking towards a Blink Dagger or maybe a Mechanism next. I don't think Jakiro is building towards one. No, so they are still lacking a Mechanism, which is a little bit painful. When the other team does have one. Timbersaw also having the Hood of Defiance up. Will probably be building that into a pipe just so his team has a bit more magic resist as well, up against that Invoker. But after that, there's not too much more he can do. Maybe get Boots of Travel or something, and which is why Timbersaw kind of really falls off late game. He just doesn't really have any damage outside of the Shark Room, as well as his skills. Like, luckily they do pure damage, so it's not horrifying, but really does fall off.
I don't know, maybe just chuck a heart in there, help him up.
Something like a heart or maybe a Shiver's Guard. A blink forward and a stun on Dr. Z, who does get hexed up as well. The big black hole hitting on 3, and it's going to get a Sunstrike down the middle as well as the Meteor. That's a lot of damage coming out, but Balls just sits there and takes it. In fact, he's going back in, trying to go on kphoenix. He's in the middle of 4, but just look how much damage he can take. Wingwo, an excellent double shackle on Eminem and NoOb.You. Dr. Z coming back with full health. Eats an Illuminate Blast on the way back. But a nice little team fight there from the Dire, managing to pick up a double kill inside the black hole. BKB was used by the Enigma there, but a very good choice to use it. The Invoker follow-up so strong in that small area of effect. kphoenix blinking forward. Ball's in a bit of trouble. Gets 4 stuffs himself forward. Timber chains away, and he's going to be able to escape here. The Invis rune going to be picked up by Dr. Z. And using the Chakram to kill off the little Enigma Eidolon.
I don't know how he can resist just not going around and trying to just cut down the entire, like, every trait. I know he needs them, but just cut him down, boy.
I usually do it in the base. When we're about to win or we're losing terribly, I just run around cutting down all the trees. It's a lot of fun. Oh, we see a blink forward by kphoenix in a lot of trouble here. Nice Ice Path by Jakiro is going to stop them for a moment. Ball's not having his Force Staff. He did use it to come forward there and getting hit by the Ice Path. And there are no trees on that left-hand side for him to chain to.
None left. That's the problem with the tree clearing.
A little bit unfortunate. I think that was actually killed off by Enigma with his Midnight Pulse last fight. So
that may have been, yeah.
But Dr.
It's funny with these heroes, especially. You can see sort of the scars of where battles happen.
Yeah, it would be something cool that Valve implemented just to have lasting effects on the battleground. Like when a black hole is thrown down, to have the ground like completely cracked and broken for the rest of the game. We're going to see the combo coming out on the Puck. Look at the damage. Just look at that, just completely obliterated in those few seconds. Can't pop off the phase shift because the deafening blast was already coming through and hitting him.
Imagine lasting effects would just lag out most people's games.
Not me.
Not us, but other people with wooden PCs.
Balls has finished up that pipe as well, so going to be able to help out Puck next time when he's being hit by that magic damage. They do spot out NoOb.You. They're going to recall someone, but he's in a lot of trouble. The Blink Burrow Strike as well as the Chakram just taking him out instantly. And in fact, wingwo in a little bit of trouble. Force-staffs himself through the wall and Win runs away, so he's going to get away. Invoker possibly in a bad little spot at the moment. He's going to invoke the Forge Spirits. He blinks forward, but is taking so much damage. The Deafening Blast thrown out nicely right as he sandstorms, and look at how much damage he's taking from the armor reduction of the Forge Spirits as well as just the right clicks from kphoenix. He tries to TP away, but comes back in and blinks out as well. A Shackle Shot's going to hit on kphoenix. Excellent play by wingwo. The Power Shot comes through, and Keeper of the Light blinks himself, force-stuffs himself forward, puts on the Mana Leak, and the Chakram from Balls is going to take kphoenix out. So a nice little kind of movement from the whole Radiant team, each coming in just in time to get that kill on kphoenix, which is really what they need to take that to break the base. Because
they just had to hold him. Just had to hold him long enough for Balls to get there.
Exactly, and Windrunner is going to complete her scythe up as well. So we've got dual scythes up on the side of the Radiant, which are going to make these team fights a little bit easier. Mei getting caught out here. Balls is going to be able to kill him off. The Silence thrown out as well. And that's 2 heroes dead.
The Dream
Coil throws down. Dr. Zed just going to run away. NoOb.You even throwing out the BKB to escape. He knows that he needs to be in this next team fight. Invoker buys back as well. But that's going to be a 9-second charge BKB. And it's going to be down for another minute as well. But the Radiant are backing off.
Going back to the persistent thing. All I want to see is persistent creep bodies. I just want to see the lanes
cracked ground wouldn't lag out the game, but having like a million creep bodies by the end of it wouldn't.
It would only be a few thousand.
Just skeletons everywhere on the battlefield.
Just the corpses, just lying there, a little bit of blood, just this, and you can just see these waves of death. They just go into the ground. What the hell's up with that? You can't see the carnage you've caused.
Being recalled at the moment, running into the Nakes for a little bit, and wingwo is just going to be able to run away as well. The Nakes Invoker is going to go down again, just to the scythes and stuns.
A lot of them on top there might find wingwo.
Just the wave clearing ability that this team has, just with the Burrow Strike, Illuminate, Orb. Timbersaw's spells coming through, they're just completely destroying them as soon as they spawn.
wingwo is going to be brought back down to bottom so they can all just push at this base.
And at the moment there's only the Jackaroo to try and stop them. The Focus Fire comes out from wingwo.
Oh yeah, Nate's picking up a TP scroll from the side.
The Pipe getting thrown out as well, so they're going to keep their creeps alive for a little bit longer. But it means it's not going to be available if Invoker comes forward and combos their team. Nice Ice Path from Jahiro there. The Illuminate flies through, hits on Nakes. And the tower taking a considerable amount of damage is in deny range, but they'll probably keep it up here for the moment. Timbersaw just walking up and taking out the last 2 hits of that tower. And they're going to start hitting on the racks now. 1.5k gold up on Timbersaw, who kind of moonwalks backwards with that timber chain. And they're just going to hold off on the racks for now. In fact, Ball's even TPing to bottom lane, so they're going to be just farming that up, keeping a little bit of pressure, maybe doing a bit of split push on top and bottom at the same time. Keeper of the Light just throwing out the Illuminates as well. In fact, a Scythe coming out on Dr. Zed. Hal blinks forward. NoOb.You chucks out the BKB. He's looking for a good time to throw out the Black Hole, but doesn't find it. Balls comes back, gets recalled, I believe, by the Keeper of the Light. And Dr. Zed in a bad spot. He goes down. Eminem Show now completely cut off from his team. And that is going to be a monster kill for Balls. And that is...
very important.
That is 2 of the Tricore lineup of the Dire dead, and they should be able to just push into this Rax and take it down. Trying to do some damage to those Forge Spirits, which are just quite tanky.
Yeah, they're so strong, those Fortunate. The ball's just lacking the trees.
Invoker taking down Sand King with a nice deafening blast and tornado combo. The Mana Leak gets thrown out on kphoenix, but they're not going to go for him. They just want this this melee racks. And they're going to take it out. They're going to move on to the range racks now. The Maledict gets thrown out. Maledict. It's not that. What is it? Malefice. I always forget the name of Enigma's stun. The Malefice getting thrown out on walls, but he's just going to be able to Timber Chain in between stuns and get out of range of any follow-up.
Malefice indeed. Well, there goes the bottom racks.
They do take out the range racks, so they'll probably go into Roshan now, I would assume. Keeper of the Light even picking up Boots of Travel, so we're going to see a lot of jumping around from him, recalling people, just pushing out every lane they can. Hal has 3k gold up, might be seeing something like a Shiva's Guard come out for him, or even a Dagon. I think it may be a little bit late for that, for the burst damage that it gives, but probably more likely.
The real question is, what is Balls going to go for now? He's got 3k gold.
He does have 3k gold.
He's already got his pipe.
I think he might go for a Scythe as well.
That's possible.
You can always use a Scythe.
Yeah, there's never too many scythes.
And it does give him a lot more intelligence to spam out his spells, you know, if he even had any problems doing that with his 22 charge Bloodstone.
Yeah, 32 per second.
Shackle Shot's going to come out, but it won't latch on Dr. Zed. The Illuminate falls just short as well. So blackshatan looking to do a bit more dewarding. No, the Dire only having the one sentry just on the upper hill near Roshan.
Balls is really enjoying having trees again. Zipping around. You can almost feel him being very pleased with his ability to actually move again.
Yeah, of course, trees taking 5 minutes to come back. And we see the full purchase of the Scythe flown out to Balls. So we have triple Scythe up now for the Radiant team, and that's kind of one way to get around not having a carry, is just lock them down for so long. It doesn't matter, you don't have the damage follow-up.
Take your time, that's all you need.
Yeah, you just wait for the skills to come off cooldown themselves. Juggernaut does pick up an Aghanim Scepter.
Go for an Ags. I mean, that makes his ulti very powerful, but like that's it. That's his ulti. That's, you know, there's no right click to it. Other than a few, the stats it gives you, obviously.
kphoenix throwing out a bit of the combo, but Balls force-staffing himself. Oh, I think he was actually force-staffed by...
Chained in and then force-staffed out.
Yep, there we go. And we're going to see them kind of slow siege this top tower. Not really the best heroes to slow siege a tower, but they're going to try it anyway. Just killing off these
Balls can just leave out that ulti pretty much as long as he likes.
And at the moment he's just using it for a bit of high ground vision.
Well, it actually drains 30 mana cost per second, and he regens more than that, so...
He can, of course, just keep it out indefinitely.
Yeah, he can sustainably leave that out, just to take the creep wave.
His mana regen at the moment, 45.1, I believe I saw it at the last time he didn't have mana.
When was that?
Oh, jeez. And he's just doing so much.
And he hasn't died. I just want to point out, he has not died. Next he's going to go to the fight, they're going to push high ground.
They're going to pipe it up and try and push this tower down. The Illuminate's coming through. He's going to hit on the creep wave. Balls is going to take it out with the chakram. The Yules comes out. It's going to be a lot of damage from coming out on the Windrunner, but does force stuff away. A big epicenter from O hits on all of them, but unfortunately getting black holed at the same time. The BKB was thrown out, so not doing any damage. Eminem was also raged. Balls might be in a bit of trouble here. He might try for the suicide. No, he doesn't. He the Invoker gets the kill.
Hey, look at the Timber Chain.
Oh, and he Timber Chains back in because of the instant respawn.
It was still going to where he was.
Wow.
Brilliant.
That's a nice... That's pretty amazing. Of course, the instant respawn, he threw out the Timber Chain as he died, so he instantly just teleports back to the top lane. Didn't even need a recall on the Keeper of the Light, and they're just going to try and break this tower again. Of course, all the ultimates on the Dire on cooldown.
He's still on brown boots.
He is. He hasn't picked up something like a Boots of Travel or even Mana Boots or Phase. He is in a lot of trouble again. It will probably go down, in fact, unless he suicides. No, he throws out the, Oh, a little bit of a bad Timber Chain is going to have him stuck. Luckily, the Sunstrike doesn't find him out. Invoker also picking up a scythe of his own during that little engagement. And we're going to see a pause for the Enigma.
1 sex. He just needs to go and have a quickie.
Just can't type today. Unfortunately, the X being next to the C key. And if, Oh.
Gentlemen, we will of course wait for our brother.
It looks like O's going to be building towards the Aghanim Scepter. Don't think he'd really be going for a BKB. He might be. He does have the Yoga Club up, so his options are pretty open. Balls does have quite a lot of health regen, sitting at plus 30 something when he has the reactive armor up. So
yeah, that's what he's just trying to build up now. He's just getting those reactives up so he can regen. Oh, a big wave coming in the mid. Big wave.
Yeah, some nice farm for the Eminem show there. But if you look at the experience graph, it's currently the die took a bit of a dip after balls went down there, but it's 15k gold in the favor in the side of the Radiant.
And the Radiant are going to be... Oh, look at the giant pig!
Pig Roshan angry!
I really wish that the sheep stick would actually turn them into sheep instead of pigs.
Yeah, well that's why it was originally called sheep stick, because it was always a sheep.
Exactly. Sheep, of course, being copyrighted to Blizzard, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they've copyrighted sheep.
The mythical sheep.
That's why you never see sheep in video games. No sheep protagonists.
I swear there must be a game with a sheep protagonist. There has to be.
It's called Flucky the Sheep.
There you go.
So you escape from sheer being shorn.
There has to be like a Wallace and Gromit sheep game as well with Sean.
I was actually thinking about the Wallace and Gromit as being a potential for a sheep game. I know there was a Warcraft 3 mod where you could play as sheep against wolves.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be really great when they bring out the map editor for it. For
Dota 2.
For Dota, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, of course. That will be. We'll see. That's when we start to see some real shit.
Winron is actually starting to build damage. Of course, as we were saying before, the lack of a real hard carry on the Radiant team is starting to hurt them. Does pick up the Demon Edge, so will more than likely be going for that MKB.
They're finding it very difficult just to do damage, just to kill these heroes.
And take down his towers.
So far ahead, well. They're far ahead, but they just need damage.
Yeah, and the longer the game goes, the less the Timbersaw spells are doing. It's great that he has the mana to spam them out, but when they're only doing, what is it, like... Yeah, 250 damage for Whirling Death, as well as, what's Timber Chain? Keeps on disappearing for me. 220 damage, it's not too much. Like, it's good that it's pure, so you're still doing like 470 damage, plus some Chakram. It's still quite a bit of damage, but
still,
it's not exactly the same as getting crit by a Juggernaut for 700 damage every, half a second.
Exactly. It's not a big, massive crit. It's no, it's not exactly a PA damage or something.
It's not something you can lifesteal off and just exist in the lane with. They are just going to push the creeps into the Dire base and just back off again. They do, of course, have that Aegis up for another few minutes. Probably another 5 or so they should
look at the farm disparity here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Naix is on 8,800, and the Timbersaw's on 21,000. It's not even.
And he still has brown boots.
He still has brown boots. He doesn't need boots.
I think he really needs to get some phase boots to up his carry potential. Just get those right clicks going. We see Maelstrom getting picked up by Naix. Just a little bit of extra magic damage getting chucked out by him, and it helps a bit with pushing back these waves as well. A little bit of attack speed increase as well for the feast damage. A Mana Leak comes out on the Juggernaut. Might think of going up a bit here, but decide not to. Puck is helping that wave in at bottom, so if the Dire do decide to help out on top, they're gonna get...
I like these hopeful Timber Chains being thrown out.
I think he's just spamming it out for vision, because I'm pretty sure they do get vision from it.
I don't know, maybe it's just to see if a tree happens
to
spawn
there. Oh yeah, just the tree will spontaneously be created in the middle of the base.
Quantum physics states that there is a chance that a tree will just happen to spawn there.
Maybe that should be an Aghanim's upgrade for Timbersaw. Whenever you use a skill at the end of it, a tree will appear. So you can always Timber Chain around.
Random trees appear on the map. They just spawn, like, randomly, anywhere.
It would be so bad, though, because it would, like, potentially just block off hills and...
Exactly.
Terrible. We're going to see a bit of an uphill push. The Malefice comes out on the Windrunner. A lot of damage getting done to NoOb.You. Just kind of has to sit there and take it. I think they're going to try and slow siege it. Puck is pushing out mid lane at the same time. Gets hit by a few tower hits as well as some autos, but he has taken down that T3 in mid to about 2/3 health. Really, the Radiant looking for their chance to go in. Maybe a bit of a misplay from the Dire or just a really good engagement. Oh, we see the Hex coming out on Eminem show, but no, they're not going to be able to follow it up. The rest of their heroes with lockdown are too far away.
Dire's mid tower could use
and Puck doing a lot of damage in mid lane as well. Gets Ice Path up. The Deafening Blast comes out, but he does manage to shift it. The Invoker Hex still comes out. Gets saved a bit by that mechanism. The ultimate gets thrown out, hits on only the Invoker, who breaks the tether. Dr. Zed comes out. The Illuminate hits on everyone. And meanwhile, wingwo and Balls manage to take out that top T3 tower, but it's just so hard to push in. They just don't have the right-click damage. They don't have something like an AC. They just really have the damage on wingwo at the moment. And look at the damage they take from that Meteor. The Aegis is going to pop, and the Gem's on the ground. Gets pinged out. Enigma manages to pick it up. wingwo in a lot of trouble. Wind runs away. Gets forced up as well. Dr. Zed's coming forward. And doesn't manage to get the ultimate out, but it's going to be a double kill. O gets off a nice epicenter, hitting on 3 heroes. Ball's trying to take out NoOb.You. He's just stuck in that ultimate. Jakiro taking a lot of damage as well. A nice shackle shot stops Nakes in his tracks, but kphoenix coming forward. Doesn't have enough though, gets mana leaked, but there's no follow-up stun. He's able to TP out. Ball's now just trying to take out these heroes. The infest damage from Eminem doing a lot. And Balls is now trying to take out this Nakes. The shackle shot comes through, doesn't hit, and Eminem is going to be taken out here. So that is the Nakes down. Does he have buyback? The answer is no. He's 400 gold off buyback, so he won't be able to come back here. NoOb.Yu's BKB cooling down in about 10 seconds, so might be able to make a little bit out of this. But at the moment, I think the Radiant have used that Aegis up. It did get popped. The Invoker just doing so much damage with the combos that he's throwing out. A very well played game by him so far.
And sitting on 5k gold. What do you just not know what to buy, Balls?
He could get some boots of travel. He could get an ethereal blade.
Straight for the rapier, I say.
I think he could always go for that ethereal blade.
Up the right click damage. That's all what it's about. Get rid of the boots entirely. You don't need them.
He's not running anyway. He's just timber chaining everywhere.
Yeah, 290 move speed, rapier. That's all you need.
Come
back and let me hit you.
The Dire side just, the Radiant side just having so many problems pushing into this base this whole time. Probably the last 10-15 minutes of the game has been sieging the base, and all they have to show for it is a T3 tower at top and half damage on the T3 in mid.
Yeah, and they keep falling more and more behind. I mean, they're still well and truly ahead, but if you look at the XP graph, it's just starting to swing wildly.
Yeah, 5k back. Still in favor of the Radiant, but only 5k. The levels are there, partly for the Invoker with the Hand of Midas getting that increased experience gain, but also the Dire just getting quite a few kills as they're trying to push up into this base.
And of course there comes a point when XP stops mattering and it's just all about the gold.
Exactly, and it matters who the gold is on as well. Timbersaw with a lot of gold is a lot less scary than something like a Juggernaut or an Axe with a lot of gold. Unfortunately, they are sitting at half the net worth, less than half of the net worth of the Timbersaw.
Yeah, but I mean, Invoker's right up there. He can probably do something with that.
And Balls has picked up his boots of travel, so there we have it.
Good, good. Well, I mean that adds an extra 50 move speed, so it's just going to make him that much more survivable, that much better for ganking.
Exactly.
That much safer when he inevitably gets that rapier.
Oh, a nice length forward with the BKB. Catches 2. Shatan's going to go down instantly. Ball's caught in a bad spot. The epicenter from O to try and take advantage of this, but kphoenix throws himself in the air. The scythe goes out on kphoenix, takes him down. It's an instant buyback. He's going to come back now. Dr. Z on the hunt. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade next. Extremely low, only on 50 health. The tornado comes through, but it's just going to miss. And unfortunately, well, for the Dire at least, wingwo is going to be able to TP up. But an excellent surprise blink initiation from the Enigma, picking that up right before that fight, managing to catch out 2 in the black hole. And it ends in a couple of deaths for the Radiant side.
Very
and
important.
The Yules gets thrown out as well. Ball's in a lot of trouble. He's taking a lot of damage here. The Malefice damage coming through as well, and that's going to be Ball's dead as well.
And he does not have enough charges on his Bloodstone to come back instantly. That's going to be a 20-second wait, which is painful when you have a Bloodstone. Painful.
Definitely.
Oh.
It will be back in 10 seconds, but they're going to finally be able to take down this T1 tower in mid lane. It's lasted almost 50 minutes.
Will they?
They are getting harassed back. wingwo has picked up his MKB with a scythe as well. Oh, with a nice blink forward and stun. Dr. Z is scythed up at the moment. Ball's coming forward as well. And they're going to be able to kill off kphoenix. And the T1 tower is still standing.
Ball says no.
wingwo, running forward, does have the Force Staff available. Hal also using that, the Illusionary Orb. A nice Force ultimate. Catches Mei in the ultimate. Throwing down the right clicks and the follow-up stun from O as well. They should be able to transition this into a T3 tower in mid with the damage that Windrunner has, but they'll probably just change into trying to take down that Rax at top as soon as the creeps start pushing in. The Focus Fire available for wingwo as well. So probably going to be taking down that Rax as soon as he can.
Wait that out.
And here we go, the Focus Fire on the Rax.
Oh, look at it go.
NoOb.You show getting hexed up instantly. Ball's getting hit on by Dr. Z. NoOb.You also taking a little bit of damage. Still has the Blink BKB available. But that's going to be the top set of racks as well. And the T3 tower down in mid. Ball's blinking, or not blinking, Force Staffing forward. Oh, blinking forward. Getting 2 in the Burrow Strike. The Scythe follow-up. Dr. Z is getting hit down, only needs a couple more hits. The Illuminate, of course, doesn't damage him as he's in that spin. Only 1 more right click needed. His Ball's going to dive for it. The Healing Ward gets thrown out, so I don't think he is going to be. And NoOb.You show infesting into a creep, and Balls is able to pick him off with some help from Hal's Silence. The T4 towers are going down in mid, but they're going to be getting the Mega Creeps first, and that is going to be the end of our second game, and the best of 3 being won by Balls. NoOb.You is going to get hexed up, as well as getting shackled. It unfortunately doesn't latch. The ultimate coming out on blackshatan, but he's able to survive. kphoenix doing all that he can, trying to take down Hal. He just wants this one last kill. Hal using the phase shift and then just hexes kphoenix and blinks away. He then gets mana leaked up and he's going to go down to the Illusionary Orb. And the power shot from the Windrunner.
Yeah, very low health on the Radiant, but it just doesn't matter. They have broken the base.
Still no good game coming out because, of course, this is, if they do call good game, it's their run in the tournament, at least in the upper bracket over there. We'll just drop down to that loser bracket.
Lower bracket. I don't believe it's the losers bracket.
The lower
sounds a bit
bracket.
Negative.
Semi-final.
Lose.
But yeah, a 53-minute game coming out. Oh, a nice little shackle from Winner that throws out the Focus Fire as well. He's going to take out the Jakiro. And Balls is just going balls deep and takes out the Nakes. wingwo also trying to get in, taking a lot of damage. Balls going in again. Look at him go. He wants that Doctor's head. And the Ancient is going to go down. A nice game from both teams. And the Radiant managed to take it down without any kind of real carry. Some nice itemization from all of them. Just so many sides and just Balls just getting the ball rolling, snowballing, balls deep, slapping the balls around.
A solid teabagging effort from Balls there. Onto that team. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Oh, just everything.
559 GPM, 13, 2, and 10. Just an excellent gameplay.
As a Timbersaw.
And that's going to be 2 games going towards Balls, so congratulations to Balls. They will move into the finals for this Dota Uni comp.
Alrighty.